In this video, we are going to show you everything that you need to look out for when building your roof runoff system. When you're burying a line in the ground to take the roof runoff and run it far away from the house, it doesn't matter how good you build it if the grass grows over the discharge line. So you definitely want to make sure that you're using something to prevent that from happening. We're also going to talk in great detail about building without bellies, and we also are going to emphasize on the importance of having a catch basin in line. So let's begin. We're at a home in Troy, Michigan, and we're going to show you guys how to extend your downspouts, get the water further away from the house, and we're going to show you how to make this modification. As a DIYer, you don't have to put in a cleanout Y. If you're up for it and you think it's a task that you can handle, then by all means, because you're going to love the luxury that it gives you as far as the access to your underground buried downspout system. To better understand what a belly is when you're building an underground roof runoff system, we're going to pull a pipe out of the ground and show you that. Here's a pipe that goes underneath the walk and then comes back up. So it's shaped like a horseshoe, and it has no inline catch basin. So what does that mean? That means it's holding all the shingle gravel. You can just see how much shingle gravel ends up trapped in the pipe when you build them with bellies in it, with no catch basin in line. This is the number one thing that takes out a good roof runoff system. Take a look at the anatomy of this pipe. You can see on the right side where it was connected to the gutter, you can see how it goes down underground, and then to daylight it, it's been taken up. This pipe holds its shape that it's been in for the past who knows how many years. We're going to show you how you can extend your downspout system when you have a belly in it like this. We're going to go ahead and we're going to dig down. We're going to dig down to where we can actually lay this pipe down and empty it. We want the water to flow out freely. And with the corrugated pipes, ridges and valleys, and the way it creates turbulence, it suspends all shingle, gravel, leaves, and debris, and it comes washing right out, as long as you don't have this belly in it where it just can't get out of there. You need to have an inline catch basin to grab up all the shingle gravel. And we're going to go into great detail in this video on how you want to set this up. Extending your downspout system couldn't be easier. Now, the guys worked really hard to dig this trench and get it down low enough to where we can now lay this pipe out and have just a little bit of slope as we go downhill. This way, we no longer will have debris held up in this pipe under the walkway. We are going to show you all the tips and tricks that the pros use to go ahead and renew this pipe that's underneath this paver walkway so that you don't have to be burdened with tearing out a cement or paver walkway. The guys went ahead and they made sure that we had a really nice slope away from the house. We attached some of the royal blue high octane armor pipe to the existing pipe, and we went ahead and connected some pipe at the house that we could get a garden hose in. We're running water through this pipe, and immediately there's all types of shingle gravel coming out. Now, for best results, you're going to want to use a leaf blower. If you put a leaf blower in that pipe with the hose simultaneously working together, the water and the 200-mile-an-hour air that the blower creates, it accelerates that turbulence. The turbulence becomes just so violent, it'll pick up and suspend all the leaves and all the shingle gravel, all the organic material that is built up over time in that belly that trapped it there for years. Once you have a clean, clear water coming out and you can't see any more shingle gravel, you know your pipe is 100% perfect. This here is one of the tricks that the pros use. You're watching the veterans pulling veteran moves Look at that. The water's getting cleaner and clear. There's so much shingle gravel that's come out. We had dug a big hole right there because we're going to connect an inline catch basin. We're going to show you how to do that. But what you're going to see once we're done here, you're going to see all the shingle gravel that ended up collecting in that inline catch basin sump pit that we dug. I'm going to show you right now. Take a look at this. This is how much shingle gravel was in this pipe from years and years and years of buildup because it was in a belly. It wasn't on a slope. It wasn't even just level. If it was level, that would have been enough. But look at the amount of shingle gravel that was held in this pipe because it was in a belly. When it's like a horseshoe like that, you're asking too much. How is this shingle gravel, this super, super heavy shingle gravel, going to get suspended in the water when it just slams on the other side of that horseshoe shape, and you're asking the water now to come up and out? It's going to leave this behind. This is no fault of the pipe. This is the fault of the installer. It's one of the biggest mistakes made in the industry, and we see it all the time. Just look at all the shingle gravel on this one downspout. Now, the older the roof, the more shingle gravel you're going to get off of it. That's just the way it is. As a roof ages and it starts to deteriorate, you'll just find that you have to clean out the catch basins more frequently. We're going to put in a catch basin. We're going to show you guys some tricks. We're going to continue to let you guys take a look inside our world on what it is we do to make our downspout systems so good. So the guys just put in an inline catch basin right at that end of that pipe. They also had to glue on a riser. If you back it up and watch that again, you'll see they went ahead and they had to glue a riser on because we were so deep. No big deal. We have risers for these catch basins. You can add as many as you need. We only needed to add one. Now that we have this inline catch basin, let me show you how easy this is to take care of this shingle gravel problem. You just go ahead and you pop that 4-inch drain grate off. You take your wet dry vac, your garage vac, just go ahead and suck that shingle gravel out and then just snap that grain grate right back on. That easy. Couldn't be simpler. It's the easiest inline catch basin to install, and it's the easiest inline catch basin to access for maintenance. Why is it? Because it was built by contractors, the guys that know what you need to have a really good system and something that's easy to maintain. The guys right here at French Drain Man have developed these inline catch basins and pop-ups. We're taking matters into our own hands. It's time that the industry had better parts to work with, and we're supplying them to the world. All right, you can see that the guys also added a riser to that pop-up emitter. Not worried about that at all. You're going to say, okay, isn't this going to create the same horseshoe type effect? And I argue, no, it's not. We have an inline catch basin that all the shingle gravel is going to fall in. We have a pop-up emitter catch basin hybrid that's going to get all the leaves, anything that'll float down the line as it gets suspended during hard rains. It's going to end up in this catch basin. It's super easy to access that catch basin. All right, now for the part that's the luxury, and that's the clean out Y at the house. This is not needed because you can take a hose inside that catch basin and run it right up to the house and wash everything right down to that inline catch basin. But if you are a DIYer who's up for the challenge to put in this Y clean out right up at the house, then you're not going to have any regret. You already seen how cool it is to put a garden hose and a blower in it at the same time. It's just incredible what you can do when you get that water running with turbulence. The pop-up emitter, of course, you can get your hand in. It's the only pop-up emitter on the market that you can enter that way with ease. You can pop this drain grate off and just take your shop vac and clean out the shingle gravel. Do that every couple of months if you have an old roof. And if you do the clean out at the house, you won't regret it. All right, everybody. Here is a catch basin inline that we're going to take a garden hose and run it right up to the house. I told you that you didn't need the clean out Y at the house, and this is exactly why. Because our catch basins inline are made for easy access to get a garden hose in, and you could run it in either direction, whether you want to run it up towards the house or if you want to run it towards the pop-up emitter to flush the line entirely. All right, everybody, until that next video. And if you found this information helpful, give us a thumbs up to support the channel.